Good afternoon, Mr. Grove here, and welcome to my recorded technology ethics for our 8th grade U.S. history class. This was recorded with the purposes for students to revisit and relearn the ethics if it is something that needs reminded. So if you're a student who's been told by myself that you need to go revisit this slideshow, this is for you. Or it could be that you're a new student, whether it be new to Mr. Grove's class or new to the district as a whole. This is designed for you guys to be caught up and understand the rules and policies that we have in place here at Shoemate Middle School, and specifically in my classroom, in Mr. Grove's social studies class, and the rules that we follow considering technology. Okay, and it's important to understand that these rules are in place not because we feel like being overbearing and it's too strict on our students, but it is simply a safety issue for you guys, and a safety issue for your classmates to ensure everyone has the opportunity to participate in a safe learning environment. Okay, so we're trying to eliminate, first of all, misusage of our Chromebooks and make sure we take care of our Chromebooks. The safety of you guys by not sharing personal information so that your computers can't get hacked or you can't be reached by strangers. We're trying to eliminate plagiarism, and most importantly, we're trying to make sure that there is no cyberbullying. When we get to that point, you'll understand how serious I am about that in my classroom. Okay, so this is very, very quick, but it's a good idea. It gives you a really good background and a really good refresher, if need be, on the procedures in place at Shoemate Middle School and also in Mr. Grove's U.S. History class. So let's get started. So Chromebook Care. All right, you need to treat your school issued Chromebook like you or your parents purchased them. Okay, if you purchased your own piece of technology, you would probably treat it really well because you understand the cost of it. Okay, these are expensive. Your school has invested a lot of money into you to enhance your learning. Okay, take care of these items. All right, that picture in the top right shows what a mistreated Chromebook looks like. If your Chromebook looks like that, there's a good chance that you will lose Chromebook opportunities for quite a while. And that's kind of up to our administrators based on the severity of it. But if I see it looking like that, you're not going to be able to use one in my class. You also need to think about, like, and I always say, if you have a PlayStation or a home console or a TV, Xbox, Game Boy, etc., you would probably treat it with a lot of respect because you understand the cost of those. I don't think you want to have your parents paying for your fixes because you were irresponsible and did not quite comprehend how expensive these items are. So make sure you treat them and understand how expensive they are and treat them like they're your own, because when they're given to you, they're not yours. They are school property and the school is letting you use them. All right? But while in your control, you're responsible for anything that happens to them. Now we understand that mistakes do happen. You may drop it. Something might happen where something breaks. All students, because of this, will get one free fix. So it could be super duper severe, where your screen cracks, or it could be something simple where the backspace button gets stuck. But after that, you must cover all the costs of the repairs on your own. Okay, and I want you to think about that before you mistreat your Chromebooks, because these are expensive and it could cost your parents upwards of a few $100s to repair. Mistreatment of Chromebooks can lead to the revocation of privileges. All right, I don't think that's something we want, because a lot of our curriculum is going to be using these Chromebooks, and it's going to be very helpful for you when you are at home on your asynchronous days and also doing some online work. If you do not have that, you are going to have to work extra hard because there's going to be packets given to you. So rather than participating in our class online stuff on online days, you'll be doing packets of work. Okay, and again, that's just because of the way it is. If you can't be trusted to use technology, the rest of the class will be, but you still need to be participating somehow. And you'll be participating in a non-fun way like that. You were all given a Chromebook case by Shoemate. Okay, it is in our handbook and it is everyone's teacher's rules that when you are transporting your Chromebook, whether it's class to class or home for the weekend or home after class, you need to have it in that case. If we see you walk without the case, we're going to call you over and we're going to either A, take your Chromebook or send you to the office to see if we can get you another temporary case or find your case. And then lastly, your Chromebooks must be charged for class. Charge your Chromebooks when you go home at night. You all remember to charge your iPhones, but for some reason we struggle charging Chromebooks. You need that for your education, my friends. Okay, so make sure that it's charged. I'm not going to stop instructional time and wait for your Chromebook to charge just because you did not charge it. Okay? And again, these are all things that were outlined in our school code conduct and our contract that was given to all of you. So social media, okay, we all love social media. I do too. I love social media, but I am not using social media on my school handed out laptop. Okay, and I certainly don't do it during school hours. Okay, I use it on my phone or my personal laptop outside of school. So social media use on school issued Chromebooks is absolutely prohibited. Okay, and again, this is a safety thing. We do not want you guys on those computers having potential hackers or um, some oddball individuals finding you and reaching out to you. Sites that are considered harmful or inappropriate are blocked and should not be accessed. Okay, so Instagram's blocked, Twitter's blocked, Facebook blocked. Those are the basics. There's also a lot of things on the internet that are very inappropriate. Those are already blocked by our school district. All right, and I can almost guarantee you're not going to find a way around them. And if we see that you have found a way around from them, you will absolutely lose Chromebook privileges. YouTube is used quite a bit. Okay. However, it is not for you guys just to channel surf and music surf. Okay, we have a Pandora station for our students. If you want to listen to music, you can listen to our school approved Pandora page. Okay, so YouTube though, there are certain things that have been approved by teachers. Those videos are fair game, especially if they've been sent to you directly by a teacher. So if you can access the YouTube video that you've pulled up on your Chromebook, it is because it has been activated by one of the individual teachers in the building, an administrator, our media center specialist, etc. There are game sites that are usable because some game sites are very educational, like Cool Math Games or addictinggames.com. Those are only used when specified by the teacher. There will be reward days for students who do their work correctly, who do use their technology correctly, where I'll say, hey, we have the last 20 minutes of a given day. It's where you can go play those math games or those other addicting games because they are fun. And it is sometimes fun to use these cool pieces of technology to enjoy ourselves. Okay, but you have to earn that, and you earn that by acting the correct way, having all your work turned in with no behavioral issues. This one I cannot stress enough. Do not give your email out to non-school personnel. Okay, this is harmful because then this is where you get into hackers who send you stuff, and if you open it, it could completely screw your computer. They could figure out where you are, who you are, where you live. Do not give out your school email. Okay, that is meant for school. Okay, do not post your email on your social media. Okay, don't post it on Facebook. Don't post it on Twitter. Okay, that's how people find out who you are and start sending you spam. We don't need that. Okay, make sure your school email is used for school communication with school personnel. So other teachers, other students maybe, as long as it's appropriate and during the right times, your administrators, your counselors, whoever it may be. As long as they're affiliated with Gibraltar schools and Shumate Middle School, you can talk to them and give them your email, but nothing else. Your email, since we're on that, your school email should only be used to communicate with teachers or classmates about school-related matters. Okay, I see it far too often where students are using their email like it's instant messaging. Okay, this is not an instant messaging tool. This is not where you and your friends during school have conversations about what you're doing after school. You don't talk and ask girls to be your friend or to be your date at the dance. Okay, this is where you use it for school matters. Okay, it's not text messaging. It is not instant messaging during school hours. Now, however, when you're outside of school, you may communicate with your friends through email. However, it has to be school appropriate. And trust me, if it's not, I promise you somehow we will see it because we have the ability to monitor everything that happens on that computer. Okay? And some people sometimes like to make the argument that we're invading privacy. However, when it is a school issue device, that is not the case. We have the right to monitor it, and we will monitor it. Continued misuse of the email system can result in being locked out of the school emailing system. So we can make it where you're blocked from emailing and block your email account, but that still allows you to use the Chromebook. So do not misuse it. Okay, if you want to talk to your friends after school hours on email, that's fine, but make it school appropriate. All right, and don't push the boundaries. And I think we all know what that means. Cyberbullying. This is my biggest one. Okay. What is cyberbullying? Okay, the Webster's definition is the use of electronic communication to bully another individual by sending or posting messages that are threatening or intimidating in nature. And I'm going to tell you all right now, okay, if you're new to this school, new to this class, or have been here, you understand I have a zero tolerance policy for it. Okay, and that is pretty consistent throughout the school. There are no steps for punishment in this matter. If cyberbullying occurs in my classroom or outside of it with another student, you will lose all technology privileges for the year, and there's a really good chance that we're going to have some meetings to get back into my classroom specifically. I'm not going to handle that. Okay, I'm not going to even think about dealing with it. You'll just lose the Chromebook, especially in my class. We live in a time now where a lot of people are mean. Okay, and that does a lot of mental and emotional damage to your fellow students. You don't want to be the reason someone doesn't want to come to school or someone does harm to themselves because you are being too rude and not mature enough to be polite. We need to be nice to each other. Okay, we talk about it all the time in my class. We are teammates. We're all in this together. Make sure you're being polite. Okay, zero tolerance. I do not deal with that because it infringes on the learning environment that I promise all my students that they will have a safe and friendly learning environment. Okay, that goes without saying. I have yet to have any major issues with this, and I don't plan to based off the students I have met so far this year. Plagiarism. Okay, plagiarism is stealing someone else's work or ideas for the benefit of your own. We've talked about this a few times by now. Okay, you will be taught how to properly cite work. Okay, and I get it. Sometimes you don't even realize you're plagiarizing. Okay, and we will teach you how to avoid that. It's very obvious for us to understand how plagiarism can be accidentally done, and if I see that it was done by accident, I will have you fix it. I will understand that it was not on purpose. But if I see you copying and pasting entire paragraphs from Google, then I'm going to have a problem. Okay, and we have a progressive discipline system set up at Shoemate for plagiarism. Okay, the first time is a warning, and you have to redo the assignment. Okay, I'll very simply say, hey, look at this. This is plagiarism. This is not acceptable, and I will explain why, and we'll review these rules, and we will review how to properly cite that information. Then you will be asked to redo the assignment where you can still redo it for full credit. Okay, the first time is basically a warning. Second time, you'll get an automatic 0 on that assignment and a call home. I'll call home and explain why your parents are getting a 0. Okay. Third offense is a 10% drop in grade. So if I catch you on plagiarism for a third time, let's say you're at a 90%, you're now going to be an 80. Let's say you're at an 80, now you're at a 70. Or say you're barely passing, well, now you're not. Okay. And on top of that, you will also lose Chromebook privileges until a meeting occurs with your parent and an administrator. Okay. So if you do it 3 times, your parents are going to have to come in and talk to the admins about what's going on and why you're cheating for you to get your Chromebook back. And the 4th time is an automatic F in the class and a total loss of Chromebook privileges for the rest of the year. All right, so we don't take plagiarism lightly because it is something that you need to know how to avoid and know how to cite your sources properly for the rest of your educational lives. All right, you do not want to get caught in plagiarism, especially when you get to higher levels of education. And ultimately, my guys and girls, it comes down to a little bit of RESPECT. Okay, respect. Respect your technology, respect your classmates, respect your teacher, respect your school. If you respect the tech, your classmates, your teacher, and your school, there will be no issues. Okay. If you show respect in these aspects, it'll be an easy, great year. Remember, the school has invested a lot of money to enhance your learning experience. Let's show appreciation by doing our part and following the technology guidelines that were sent home to your parents and reviewed on the first day of school and also reviewed in my class. Okay, and I promise if you guys follow these tech guidelines, we will have a great year. You will really love using these Chromebooks for e-learning purposes and also for in-class collaboration, and it'll be a great educational experience. And I look forward to going on that educational journey with all of you. Thanks.